Daphne, welcome to this new reading vlog. It is Monday morning. I am currently reading A Kingdom of Flesh and Fire. I have about 150 to 200 pages left, so that is a main priority. But today is the 23rd. I am running out of days this month. I still wanted to read an Asian book for this month, so I'm gonna try to squeeze in the Kiss Quotient as well. And then I also need to read a book of the month book, and I wanted to read Death on the Nile, and I haven't done that yet. So I have like a week and a half to get all this stuff done. I didn't say I was gonna put pressure on myself, so it's not like a really big deal if I don't do it. So these are the books I hope to read throughout this week. Am I gonna finish them all? That would be a miracle. But I'm going to prioritize my reading. A Kingdom of Flesh and Fire, I'm like picking up my enthusiasm for it because I'm getting close to the end and I just really want to know what happens in the third book. So I'm like excited to kind of get to that plot line at the end of the second book as it leads into the third one. I know there's a lot of criticism on the third one, but I just want to know what happens. So even if people don't like it, like I need to know, you know, at this point. And then Death on the Nile would be great because I want to read more Book of the Month books because I'm buying them, so I should read them. And I also have a wedding I'm attending on Sunday. It happens to be on like my best friend's birthday, so we miss my best friend's birthday, but we're still going out for her on Friday, I believe. We're gonna do karaoke, so I'm looking forward to that. I will obviously bring you along. And I got a Shein order with a bunch of dresses to try for this wedding, so I'm gonna try those on now and you can see. All right, so I tried on all the dresses. The blue one was the one I liked the most when I ordered it. And after trying it on, it's definitely gonna be the one I'll wear to the wedding. It's beautiful, just needs a little bit of a steam. Green one I liked. It fits a little baggy, but I like the style of it. It also needs a steam. I think it's super cute. I can wear it at any other kind of dressy event that may come up. So it's nice to have. The pink one, it is so sheer. It's almost impossible to wear. And then the last dress I got was just like a summer dress. It's cute, I really like it. I think the chest triangles are kind of awkward. I love the back. I feel very sexy in it because it's like a barely there dress. That's a win as well. Yeah, so I don't want this clip to be too long. I will catch up with you later. I hope you like the dresses. Hi, sorry, the lighting is not great, but I'm here reading. The action is like picking up, the mystery that like I've been curious about this whole time. Like, what are the answers? Are like, I'm coming across them again, so I'm intrigued. However, Miss Jennifer L. Armentrout is trying to have Poppy and Castile have this like hash out moment with their relationship and stuff, but the way she's written some of Castile's lines are just so confusing. I've come across 3 sentences, 2 in this conversation and then like another one in another key important conversation that is just so unclear and confusing. I don't know why she words things a certain way. I get like stuck on these sentences and I don't know if it's just me. So they're talking and Castile is like, oh, there are too many times that I wanted this to be real. And then Poppy's like, what part did you want to be real? And he says, all of it, that I had accepted my brother's fate, that I was bringing home my wife, and that there was this future I no longer believed I would have. What? I'm confused. What part did you want to be real? All of it, that I had accepted my brother's fate, that I was bringing home my new wife, and that there was this future I no longer believed I would have. What? I don't understand what that means. What does that mean? Does he mean he thought previously he couldn't have this future and now he thinks he can? That sentence doesn't make sense. It's not clear. I hate how she writes sometimes. Okay, here's the other sentence. This other sentence is probably the most confusing sentence I've ever had to read. I still don't understand what the fuck he's trying to say. Miss Jennifer L. Armentrout has Castile saying another line that is confusing, and then to top it off, it's a double negative. They have this thing where like they're pretending. I kind of mentioned it in another vlog, but like Castile is like, oh, let's pretend so they can have these like moments together. For him, it means like, let's pretend we don't have anything else to worry about. Let's pretend we're just Hawk and Poppy and there's nothing else. Like the past things that happened to us, like let's just pretend we can just, you know, start fresh in this moment. Poppy thinks, oh, we're pretending that this relationship is real for show. So first off, that's annoying. Either way, he's always like, oh, let's just pretend when he's trying to like steal kisses from her and shit, right? They had kind of moved past the pretending thing where they were like, oh, this has to be real or whatever. And then she kind of got shy, I guess, or whatever. So he's like, we can pretend again, right? So he's like trying to kiss her or whatever. And he's like, you can pretend. You can pretend that this isn't because you don't have a need of me. What? He tells Poppy, you can pretend that this isn't because you don't have a need of me. I feel like my brain short circuits on that sentence. What? Why is that a double negative? What is she trying to have him say? I just don't understand the sentence. Yeah, that's kind of annoying, but whatever. I'm enjoying this book, like I'd say maybe like 3.5 stars. Hi, it's Daphne, and it is another day. It's Wednesday, and I am about to go run some errands. I have to pick up some stuff from the store, but I figure I make it a hot girl walk, and I could use the cardio. I did go to the gym, but I haven't been doing a lot of cardio. I want to get back into running, but I don't feel like running. So I figure on my way to the store, I'll go the long way and take a walk. I am still reading A Kingdom of Flesh and Fire. I'm about 70 pages to the end. I'm like determined to finish it tonight. Will it happen? I don't know, but I hope so. I still have a lot of other books to read, like I said. If you don't know, this is the second book in the Blood and Ash series. The story is focused on this woman named Poppy. She's been known as the Maiden. She's like this special chosen person that the Ascended have kept under lock and key for this very secretive ritual they need her for. She doesn't know what it is in the first book. But in the second book, things become more apparent to her, things are being revealed, and there's this battle on the horizon, this potential war that could happen between the Ascended and this other group. There's also obviously a romance in here. The romance continues from the first book, but they obviously had some conflict, so they're trying to get through that as well. The relationship has progressed. They've finally gotten over the hurdle of like, oh, is this real? Is this not real? Does he actually care for me? Can I believe it? Can I trust him after all the things that he's betrayed me on and all this stuff? Which makes sense. He has betrayed her a lot. It's a romance, so we're always rooting for the couples. So I'm gonna try to finish that tonight. I'm gonna walk around by the water and stuff. So I'll give you a little sightseeing trip with me as we go to the store. Hi, it's the next day, and in great news, I have finished A Kingdom of Flesh and Fire. I'm so happy. It leaves off on such a cliffhanger, but like you're confused, you don't know what anything means. The one-liners at the end, they're supposed to be like, oh wow, and you're like kind of like, oh wow, but you're like, but I don't fully understand what you're talking about. So I am just so intrigued to get to the third one. The reason I didn't start the third one as soon as possible, like more closer to when it came out, was because of the negative feedback around it. And I'm trying not to let that like cloud my enjoyment going in now, because I'm actually like really excited. I've been waiting so long to read the third one, and I knew I needed to reread the previous ones because I didn't recall all the details of like the world and stuff. So I'm hype to be able to read it. So here it is. This is the third one. This is The Crown of Gilded Bones. I have a feeling this one is gonna have more to do with the politics in this new land for Poppy and her role in it and what her magic really means as she's evolving and how her powers are growing. And I'm just so excited to like know what it all means. I will admit that I made the mistake of clicking on some other chick's video. She was doing a non-spoilery review of the fourth book, and I was like, oh, it's not spoiler. Let me just like get a vibe of how people are feeling about the fourth one. And then the first thing she says after the disclaimers of not being spoilery is she spoils something from the third book. which is a big deal. So I'm a little annoyed by that, so I know something about Poppy and like what she is, but I don't know like the nuance of how that works and how she finds out, so I guess it will still be a ride. Whatever. I mean, it alleviated some of the anxiety for me reading the second book, knowing that spoiled information, because I was like very anxious, like how is this gonna work between her and the love interest because of some physical like differences. That sounds weird. It sounds weirder than it is. I probably say spoilery things all the time by accident. Kind of want to jump into it right away, but I really need to stick to my goals of reading at least one book of the month book a month. And I'm pretty sure I already picked this up in the vlog, but yeah, I'm gonna pick this up next. This is like a murder mystery, I believe. It's Agatha Christie, she's like the mystery queen. And I know there's like a movie that recently came out, and it looks like there is some drama between past lovers and a woman gets murdered and yada yada yada. They're on this rich boat. It's like wealthy people, I assume, and I'm just excited to read Agatha Christie for the first time. And I had such a good experience with 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle that mystery might be my jam. So wish me luck on this. I will update you as I go. Good morning. I am alone and dressed and ready for brunch. I'm gonna be going out with some girlfriends later today. We're getting brunch kind of late, but that's okay. I'm just gonna chill out and take this time because I was kind of rushing earlier, but now I have time to chill and read some Death on the Nile. I did start this. The writing style, it's kind of strange. Like it's very short and choppy, but I don't know. It's an adjustment. You do have to pay attention because it feels like it's mostly just dialogue, and it's very British to me because the women in the story, the way they speak, they're just like, oh darling, how I've missed you. Oh darling, it's been so dreadful having to work now that my family lost all our money, and it's just like darling this and darling that. And it's quite amusing to me. I'm not very far, I'm like 15 pages in. So far, there is this young like heiress, she's 21, she has this huge mansion she just bought. There's this man that is interested in her. He already asked her to marry him once or twice, and she's like, I don't think so, but she's like considering it. So that woman, her name is Lynette, and she has a friend, Joanna, I believe her name is, who is also rich, and this woman is kind of like snooty. She doesn't care for her friends. Like if her friends were to lose all their money, she'd be like, nah, I'm not gonna talk to you. Like, I can't deal with that, right? And then Lynette has another friend, Jacqueline, who is a person that used to be wealthy but lost all her money and now has to work. And Jacqueline has come to see Lynette to ask Lynette to do her a favor. So Jacqueline is in love with this poor man, and she's asking Lynette to like hire him to like work the estate or whatever, and we'll see how it goes. Last night we went to karaoke for Ina's birthday, and that was really fun. I sometimes can be a bit of a mic hog, and I'm so sorry, but I just get so enthusiastic. I like acting like I'm on stage and stuff. I know I'm not the best singer, but like I got enthusiasm for days. And if the second mic, if nobody's using it, I'm gonna grab it and I'm gonna just have a good time. So that was really fun. I put in some clips probably. I didn't take that much footage. It's all copyrighted anyway. And then we were waiting to leave because it was raining to catch the Uber, and there was like this little podium. So I'm standing behind the podium just being like, guys, like I should just pretend to be like the front desk and ask for a cover. And everybody thought that was so funny. So I'm just standing there, and they had pens, so I'm like holding my pen. And this group of like 10 people walk in, and this girl comes up to me and she's like, oh, like, are there available rooms upstairs for karaoke? And I was like, she's like, how long is the wait? And I'm like, yeah, I don't know how long the wait is. Do you have a reservation? And she's like, no, we don't have a reservation. I'm like, okay, well, you can go upstairs and check, but I believe there are some available rooms. And everybody behind me, like my friend group, was dying, but I was like so straight-faced. I haven't been that ballsy or pulled a prank like that on a random person in a really long time, so I'm quite pleased with myself because it was a very successful prank. I mean, I was dressed very nice, so she totally believed me. So yeah, that was a good laugh. All right, I'm gonna get to reading and I'll catch up with you later. Okay, I just wanted to update the vlog. I had a great time hanging out with Nikita and Olivia. I met her for the first time today, and she was so nice. And it was so much fun. Nikita and Olivia like ran into a bunch of their friends from Michigan, which was crazy coincidence. And now I'm walking over to the train station to get back to Manhattan and hang out with Chase and his gym friend at the Jimmy. So, good morning, guys. I had a great time yesterday. Now it's Sunday. I have the wedding today, but I wanted to quickly update you on Death on the Nile. I have been reading it. I did bring it around with me yesterday, even though it's like a big book of the month copy. I'm about 70 pages in, and the pacing in the book is extremely fast. At least that first chapter just flew through so many different characters and like 2 months of time, like very suddenly. You definitely have to pay attention to this book because it's like the subtlety in it. It just flies by so fast. So Lynette, like I said, is the rich woman. She has a friend, Jacqueline, who lost her money or whatever, so she's like working. Jacqueline fell in love with this guy, Simon, and Jacqueline and Simon are engaged. Simon lost his job as well, so Jacqueline goes to Lynette and is like, hey, would you mind offering Simon a job, my fiance, at your house to be like the land manager or something? Lynette's like, let me meet him. So Jacqueline brings Simon to meet her, and Lynette notices how in love Jacqueline and Simon are, and she's like jealous of that. She doesn't feel that with the guy who's proposed to her. Right, then it just like ends suddenly like that. Then we jump to these other characters and they're talking about like rumors how Lynette has married Simon, and it's been 2 months since he started working there. So it's like in 2 months Lynette stole Jacqueline's fiance, and you're like, are you kidding me? What a bitch. Like, the writing style I'm struggling with a bit. Like, it's not my favorite. I don't know, I'm not enjoying it that much, and I'm also not enjoying the fact that all the characters for the most part suck. Like, even Jacqueline, she's been heartbroken and stuff, but I don't know, she's not like likable. I did get a bunch of reading done last night. I'm at like halfway through Death on the Nile right now, and honestly, I was really struggling. I was like bored out of my mind, and the writing style is just not jiving with me. Sorry, the AC is so loud. You can probably hear that. I was just really bored. Literally at just about halfway, somebody finally dies, and now I'm like, okay, hopefully it will get more interesting now. But yeah, halfway through a book is a really long time to wait for somebody to die in a murder mystery book, in my opinion. And I know Agatha Christie is like the queen of murder mystery, but like maybe this style of murder mystery is not my jam because I'm bored. And I don't like any of the characters except maybe the detective. And also it's so bizarre because the person you would expect the most is just so blatant about their motivation to like hurt somebody. And she says it directly to the detective. She's like, yeah, I just would want to kill her. And it's like, why are you telling the detective that? And he's just like, oh, well, yeah, you should probably just move on. And does nothing. Like, and the whole stalking thing, like the detective's like, oh, the police can't do anything. And I'm like, maybe back in whatever in England, but like these days you could totally get a restraining order. I'm a little disappointed. I wish I liked it more. Good morning. I am sitting in a new spot just to mix it up for you to keep things interesting. But last night I successfully completed Death on the Nile. I gotta be honest, I did not enjoy it. I didn't enjoy it, which I'm so bummed. I mean, this is a beautiful book. This is a very well-known author, and it was not a vibe at all. The reveal was fine, but there was just like detailed information about like other characters that just like randomly comes up at the end. It's not like foreshadowed at all, or it's like really obvious at the same time and you're like, okay, I don't know. It's just like, it was boring. I don't know. I did not think it was well executed or entertaining or fun at all. I actually just watched Meg with Books video this morning where she read Death on the Nile and she gave it 5 stars. She absolutely loved it. She basically agreed that there isn't a lot of description. There's like no description at all. It's just all dialogue. And I was like, yeah, that's 100% correct. But she loved it. So like, if it works for you, it works for you. But it did not work for me. I was not entertained at all. I did not have any fun. And apparently, like Agatha Christie, obviously this book was written a really long time ago. There are some sus insults towards other cultures and stuff in it. I kind of just like was like whatever because I know these like privileged white rich people, they're just like gonna be assholes in this time period, so it didn't surprise me. It was just kind of weird because obviously they're like traveling the Nile, they're in Egypt, and they're just like, oh, these like, I don't know. Well, we won't go into it, but Megan brought it up and I was like, oh yeah, I guess that's a fair point. Like, I just ended up ignoring it because it doesn't surprise me. I'm not surprised. I ended up giving it 2 stars. I am glad that I finished it. I'm glad that I tried an Agatha Christie. I do not believe I will be continuing, especially since Megan said this is one of Agatha Christie's later works and you can see the improvement in her writing and her style and stuff. And I'm like, hard disagree. If this is like her good stuff, I am not interested at all in her works anymore. So I'm gonna end this vlog here. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below if you haven't already. And I'll catch you in another video. Bye.